Now, Egbert, I want to flip back over to you and just kind of maybe pick your brain around some of the shortcomings that you think exist in labor demand and the output of persons in software development specifically, and any other IT related fields.
Well, I think over the last 5 years, we have seen a bit of a turnaround. It was a lot harder 5 years ago to find talent, in particular in Jamaica. And I think that has changed now. And it's becoming easier to find talent in Jamaica and the Caribbean. So I think the trend is there and it goes into the right direction. And I'm very happy to see it. We've been able to increase our team as well, especially during COVID, because as you mentioned, everybody's going more digital. It means there's more work for us to help companies going more digital. So, and I must say, it's becoming easier and easier to find talented people in Jamaica. However, there is, as I mentioned before, there is this lack of understanding cloud architecture. And so that's where we see the shortcomings. So there's this base knowledge on coding and coding methodologies, but then how do you apply that to an architecture design that is, you know.
Never want to tell someone, listen, if you can't figure out in your first year what area of technology you want to do, then you're not doing the right thing. I feel like it's a journey for many people. And those that I've mentored through their careers over 20 years, I can see the ones that tried more things have become coaches and instructors and have been their own mentors in a way. So I don't know if there's a right path. I think as women, we want to have some validation that we're doing the right thing. We're kind of cautious and we want to make sure we're making those correct steps. And I just tell people you can't know unless you try it. Do that apprenticeship. Try some role. You're going to love it or hate it, but it's also going to open up those doors for the other things that you may be extremely good at. And if you hate development, like I didn't like development. I could do it well, but it was boring to me. But when I talk to people as an agile coach and they say, hey, I don't know how to get around this situation, I have a deeper level of understanding of their perspective because I've been there and I've done it. So that's my advice is always just try it. Try it and trust me, there's enough need right now in technology that even if you're not a developer, there's so much more value you can add. And that's what I enjoyed about it was that there's if you just leave developers to develop and you don't come up with a strong process, you don't come up with good quality procedures, we wouldn't be where we are today. We needed both. And so I think there's value to add both ways.
But what are some of the skills that persons in this room may need to think about when considering cyber? What are some of the things that they need to be, considering as areas that they need to focus on?
So, there's a lot. The industry is very, very broad. So that's the first thing. And there are a lot of different things that you can do. You can specialize in so many areas. So, for example, first up, I don't have a degree, right? So for everyone else that's here, it's possible to make progress in the industry without having a degree. Now, I primarily focus on the offensive side of security called penetration testing, or AKA ethical hacking. Now, even within that segment, there are other areas that you can specialize in and have an entire career. So you can focus on just doing ethical hacking for web applications or just for mobile apps, and that's an entire career by itself. So do your research because it's a very broad industry. Think about the things that you like. And as Stacey said, Stacey Kirk, that try different things. So what people often ask me is they often ask what they should do, as in they want me to tell them which area of security they should go into. But based on your aptitudes, your likes and dislikes, and the things that naturally drive you, that should help to guide where you go.